What's up, my family? How are we doing? This is Quad from the Secret TLC. I just want to join tonight, kind of like a late night live, but with Chat GPT, when Chat GPT gets real for Mississippi debt collectors. I've been looking into Chat GPT and I just love technology, but the thing that caught my attention with Chat GPT is the more specific you are with Chat GPT, the better your results will be with Chat GPT. So I do know that in my Facebook community and on my YouTube family and my Instagram family, there I do get questions about what kind of letters can I write or how can I write my complaints when I'm trying to sue a debt collector. So tonight I want to show you just exactly how powerful Chat GPT is, and let me start my live really quickly. I'm gonna share my screen. So, and this is for the state of Mississippi. So, if you're going to do any type of writing, trying to file a lawsuit or writing a complaint uh, for your lawsuit, or you're trying to contact the debt collector so that you can at least put them on notice or try to get remedy for them violating you, you need to do just a little bit of research. Go research and figure out what's the name of the debt collection act. Mississippi doesn't have its own debt collection laws, so it uses the FDCPA, but it does have what we call the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act, where you can get remedy from the MCCPA, is what I call it to abbreviate, because we know we love acronyms. And you can also use laws from the FDCPA to help with these abusive debt collectors that's exhibiting these unfair debt collection practices. So let me share my screen, and I do want to show you exactly how Chat GPT works. This is a game changer. Now, for my people who don't understand, you don't have to be a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, so whatever I say on this video, on this live, is for information and entertainment purposes only. So you are liable for whatever actions you take. But I do recommend that you do your own research. At least do some type of research so that you can better prepare yourself for what you're trying to do or the outcome that you're trying to get. So on Chat GPT, you can type in anything you want. Let me add it to the stream. All right, so I'm assuming that you all can see. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you. All right, so you can see that I do have inquiries that I've talked to chat with, and I'm gonna call it chat, but that I talked to chat with, and I'm gonna show you exactly how some of these functions work. And every time that you type something in where it says send a message, it saves it over here in this left side corner for you. You can always create a new chat if you want to start over. I have seen people use these to create their trying to get their credit fixed. They use Chat GPT to write their letters for them. Like me, I sell the letters to help you get anything deleted from your credit report. But I always say on my videos, if you've been following me on YouTube, if you remember, you will see that in a lot of my videos, I do say you don't have to buy, you don't have to purchase the letters from me. I practice consumer law. I study consumer law. We don't here at Lifestyle, we don't repair credit. So you can use any letter you want. But Chat GPT has changed the game to where you can become your own attorney, especially when you need to get, especially to get you prepared and to know what to use, what type of procedure to use to get this process done for you or to get remedy. You can also use it, like I'm going to show you now, with some of the debt collection laws in Mississippi. There are certain things that a regular consumer is not going to understand. So that's why I say do a little research to find out what type of debt collection laws or what type of debt collection remedy your state has for you. But this video is on Mississippi. Okay. So let me get started with drafting a letter to the debt collection company. Now, we all know that if you want a debt collector to, and when I say debt collector, I mean a third party debt collector. Of course, like Republic Finance, Capital One, um, all of those credit companies, those are what we call creditors. As of April of 2022, the definition of a debt collector has changed. A debt collector is a company that's in the collection of debts that they didn't even they didn't even own or create. Now, some debt collectors own their debt because they've purchased them, but they have to show their proof. And you'll learn that later on in my videos of how to sue a debt collector. But back to the topic at hand, we're talking about third-party debt collectors like XYZ Collection Company. And let's use that as our debt collection company name. So I want to draft a letter because I want to sue, hypothetically speaking, as an example, I want to sue XYZ Collection LLC company for calling me, harassing me, telling me that I owe a debt that they know that I don't owe. So all in all, unfair debt collection practices, right? So for the state of Mississippi, you want to type in, the more detailed you are, the better your letter would be, or the better your complaint would be. Because you can use this as the complaint. But in my complaint, I like to go put the exact laws and the sections that they're actually violating. But this is just to put them on notice. You can also use this, what I'm about to type in now, as a complaint for your CFPB complaint, for your Attorney General complaint, and you can also use it for the BBB complaint. Okay. So we're going to tell chat. Let's tell chat what to do. So the more detailed you are, the better response and the better and more effective your letter will be. And this can put you in a position like attorneys. And a lot of companies don't think that a regular consumer is supposed to know this, but technology is advancing so much to the point where I'm overjoyed to see it. And it will get more people more involved and not just so afraid of it. Once they start to see remedy come from it, you'll be using that technology like the back of your hand. So let's type. Let's get on with the letter. So draft. I can't spell. So draft a letter, and we're talking about the debt collectors in Mississippi, right? Draft a letter to XYZ Collection. We're going to call it LLC, which is a debt collector. See how detailed I'm being? For violations of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act, for violating section, and I've already done my research, so I know what section that I can get my violations from, so I'm going to be very detailed about that. Section 9, see, it breaks it down more deeper inside of the laws, but chat, once you see this, it's going to actually sum everything up. So section 9 and section 10, and you also wanted to cite cases with these similar violations from the state of Mississippi. All right, so I'm going to press enter. You're going to watch chat create that letter. Wow, look at it go. Chat's not playing. And I will have this letter in as a template in the link in the description box. So you'll have access to this letter. So if you want to file a complaint in Mississippi against a debt collector and you know that they're violating your rights, you can use this free template. Okay. You can use this free template. Link will be provided in the description box below. So let me go back to the top. Now, we just asked chat to draft us a letter making a complaint against XYZ Debt Collection Company, right? So it says, Dear XYZ Collection LLC, I am writing to bring you to your attention the violations of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act by your company. Specifically, I would like to address the violation of Section 9 and Section 10. Section 9 of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act prohibits the use of false, deceptive, or misleading representations in the collection of a debt. However, your company has engaged, look at the words that he used, or this technology uses. However, your company has engaged in such practices by using misleading statements and tactics to collect the debt from me. For instance, your representatives have threatened to take legal action against me, and you can go in and tweak the letter how you want to your and cater to your specific needs. But it's just giving us like some general examples of what unfair debt collection practices could be. And this kind of behavior is unacceptable and illegal. Furthermore, Section 10 of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act prohibits the use of unfair or unconscionable means to collect or attempt to collect the debt, because a lot of debt collectors like to use that bona fide error uh, excuse or justification, which there's never a bona fide error, because they are already contacting you for a debt that you already don't owe. And if you do know that you owe the debt, you don't owe that company. Okay, you never went into a contract with that company. So that's unconscionable means to collect the debt. Okay. Despite the provision, your company has engaged in aggressive and harassing behavior, including calling me repeatedly, yes, and at unreasonable times. This kind of conduct is not only unethical, but also illegal under Mississippi law. Now, it tells you about, in support of my claims, I would like to refer to two cases from the state of Mississippi that highlight the importance of complying with the provisions of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act. The first case is the James versus National Credit Systems of 2009, and that's in the Northern District of Mississippi. That's a 2009 case. It also states this case is cited from violation from Section 9. The court held that such behavior was a violation of the plaintiff's rights under the act and awarded damages accordingly. So when you include this inside of your complaint, when you're suing this company, you've already cited cases as to why you're bringing this legal action, and you've seen people get remedy, and you've seen companies get reprimanded for these violations in the state of Mississippi by just citing this case. The second case is Simon versus Pelican State Credit Union, and this was in the Southern District of Mississippi in 2016. I try not to go back too far on my cases. Nothing old, before 2000, but sometimes those cases before 2000 have a lot of great references. So, but I like to keep it current because time changes, the way we do our procedures also changes, and our judges' mind frames change too, also. So in this case, the court found that the defendant had violated Section 10 of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act by engaging in aggressive and harassing behavior. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If anything that I'm saying on this video has resonated with you, and you can relate to anything that I said, go ahead and like and subscribe and share this video, because a lot of people in Mississippi don't know that they can use this. You can use exactly what you see me do on this video. I encourage you. The court held that such behavior was not only unethical, but also illegal under Mississippi law, and were awarded damages. See what I'm saying? You can get awarded damages. And when a company know that you know this information, you really want to use this to not go to court. Okay? You don't want to go to court. You want them to settle out. I will have a video on how you can go about creating you a settlement agreement. That'll be in the near future. But I do want you to get started with the process, because any type of settlement agreement will work. But if you're suing in small claims court in Mississippi, the most you can get for small claims damages or violations would be up to $3,500, and that's including the court costs and how much you paid to get it done. If you paid shipping, postage to get the letter to be serviced to them or serve them with the letter, you can also include those amounts in there also. All right, so it says, based on the cases and the violations of Section 9 and Section 10 by your company, I request that you cease all collection efforts and refrain. So you can also use this as a cease and desist letter. Now, just know a cease and desist letter must be given in writing. It's different from disputing with like a credit bureau, TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. You can actually call them, but I would advise you to record that phone call, especially if they say they're recording too, to do your dispute. But when it comes to a debt collector, a debt collection company, and you're trying to sue for damages and violations, the cease and desist must be put in writing, or must be sent in writing. Always certify, mail your letters to. All right, so the second thing I want to show you is, we talked about, well, Chat gave us a little insight and a little guidance on how to approach this complaint. So we want to know what are the types of punishments, and you want to include this inside of your letter too, because you've already put them on notice what they're violating you on. So let's type in, what is the punishment And you could always take these cases to federal court too, but I would advise you to do your study and don't just jump into this, because you have to be well educated on the court system, because the judges are going to treat you like you're an actual lawyer. They're going to expect you to know. But in small claims court, they're a little bit more lenient. That's why the damages and the awarded damages are a lot less. But they in federal court, any court higher than small claims, the judge is going to expect you to know all the processes. So, what is the punishment for debt collection companies using unfair practices that violate the Mississippi Consumer Collection? You see how detailed I am? Collection Practices Act for companies that are licensed. Notice I said licensed because they have to be licensed in your state in order to collect a debt. Okay. State of Mississippi. All right, let's see what Chat got to say. All right, we're going to let it run. We can also include this, and I'm going to show you how to copy and paste it in a minute. I've already got my Google Docs document open, so I'm going to show you how to copy all of this inside your Google document. I do everything online. I work from my phone. I work from my iPad. Only time I'm writing is when I'm studying. That's the only time I'm writing. And I got legal pads, stacks of legal pads of nothing but laws and notes that I studied and written down. And that's the best way for me to learn. Sometimes I record it and read it back to myself, or I will record it and put my headphones on and I'll go to sleep with it. But I just study. I do a lot of reading. So let's see what Chat says. It says, now we're talking about the punishment for these debt collection companies, right? In the state of Mississippi. You have to research it for your own state. So it says debt collection companies that use unfair practices that violate the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act may be subject to various penalties and punishments. The specific penalties and punishments may depend on the severity of the violation and the discretion of the court or regulatory agency overseeing the matter. And what I mean by what my good example of severity of the violation is the frequency of the violation, because a violation is a violation. So, how many times they committed that violation, and to what extent did that violation damage you? So, you need to remember those two things. The severity meaning the frequency of how many times they violated you or for that violation, and to the extent of how severe or how that violation or those violations damage you. Meaning, did you lose a job? Your income dropped. That's damages. Did you was anything added to your credit report that caused you to lose a home? You needed somewhere to stay, you and your 4 kids, but this debt collector is pursuing you for a debt unfairly, and they reported something to your credit report, and it's also inaccurate, and it caused you to lose a home. That's damages. Okay, that's the severity of the damages. So, under the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act, violators may be subject to civil penalties, including fines and damages. Now, you can get remedy under, if you're taking it to federal court, you can get remedy under the Mississippi Collection Practices Act and the FDCPA. But since Mississippi does not have its own debt collection laws, it says, for example, Section 15, and that's correct, I sure just got to read Section 15 of the Act, provides for a civil penalty of up to $1,000 for each violation of the Act. The court may also order the debt collector to cease and desist from engaging in any further violations of the Act. In addition, the Mississippi Department of Banking and Consumer Finance has the authority to investigate. So they're telling you who can investigate. So I do know if you file a CFPB complaint, that's one way to have a layer of protection. BBB, that's another layer, and to also contact your state's attorney general. If you contact all three with the complaint, somebody's going to get an answer to your complaint. Now, by law, they can't enforce a company, or they can't force a company to give you remedy to respond back, but it does diminish their it does diminish or make their company look bad. It they lose credit on their BBB ratings, so it does affect the reputation of that company if you go ahead and proceed with those three complaints. So it says overall debt collection companies that engage in unfair practices in violation of the Mississippi Consumer Collection Practices Act may face significant financial and regulatory consequences. So let me show you how to copy and paste this inside of your document. So as of right now, let me switch my screens. So I'm going to copy and paste, but first let me show you real quick. If you want to copy and paste, let's go back up to the top where we started. So I'm going to take this section here and you'll see like a like, a dislike, and you'll see a clipboard. Now, if you try to copy and paste these words like I'm doing here, you're going to get like a little blue or green background, and Microsoft Word is not going to delete that for you or get that background color off. But I did find that if you click this clipboard, a check mark pops up. So let me switch my screen, and it just copied everything in this one response here. Okay, so let me check my screen. Let me change it to this one. All right, so we're going to take what I just copied in the clipboard and we're going to paste. So we're going to right click, paste. If you're using a Google tablet or something like that, you will press Control V. That will also paste it for you. So let me bring this down. I'm going to bring it down. So here's my letter. And all you got to do is go in and put your address. You can put your address and everything. I'm going to capitalize it. Your address, name address here. You can put the company address, all of the information there. Always date it. Always put the account number, the alleged account number for the account. And you can put a reference if you want. You don't have to. So you copy and paste. See, I didn't have to do any thinking. I just need to do a little research so I know where I need to get my laws from and what I need to tell them. And once I typed it into my message box on Chat GPT, it gave me this letter out. So I want to also go back and get the cease and desist one, because the only time I want them to contact me, if this is a complaint to the court, you're not going to include this part in here. You want to include the cease and you want to include all of that in your remedy when it's time for you to tell them what your desired outcome is. But if you're just sending a letter to them to put them on notice and to let them know how they violated you and you want them to stop contacting you, then yes, you want to include this second part. So we're going to press the clipboard and we're going to come back to the letter. I'm going to come down right here and I'm going to Control V. If you're using a tablet, you can right click. You can right click, Control Paste, and it'll actually copy it in there. The letter's a little bit long. You can always go in and trim out what you don't want. But I feel like if you let them know exactly everything that you want to know in this letter, then it should be fine. I will include this link inside of the description box of this video. And the only thing that I ask you is if the letter work for you, document the day that you take a picture of it in your hand, do something showing me that, showing me your process, because I want to know your process. I learn a lot from what I learn from myself, which is experience also too, but I also want to see how I'm helping others, because I need to see that feedback. And if you get any response back from the company that you got a question about, you can contact me, 504-517-5098. That number will also be inside of the description box so that you can text me and ask me a question about the process. I am not legal. I'm not an attorney, so you can't contact me about legal representation. So I'm just giving you the steps and the procedures that I'm using and I've used to sue debt collectors, or to stop debt collectors from contacting me, especially harassing me and using these unfair debt collection practices. But I will leave this link, and please, please, please share my Facebook page, The Secret TLC. You can post your pictures there. I do have a lot of people in the group that they watch, but they're not understanding the process because they didn't know Chat GPT existed. and they don't want to pay a lot of money for these letters. But if you're not doing, I've had somebody, and this me jumping off topic. I've had somebody ask me, why do you charge that amount for that letter? Because first of all, you didn't do the studying. You want this society today is a microwave society. They want to come on your platform. They need the help. Truly, they need the help. I was in that same position, still in that same position. They needed help, but they want to go about it the cheap way. Sometimes you have to pay. You're going to pay with something. You're going to either pay with your time or you're going to pay with your money. So if somebody has already had something created and you want to come in and pay $2 for it or pay nothing for it, that's not fair to the person who actually paid with their time and pay with their money, because these programs cost. This stuff ain't cheap. You have to pay money to make money. A lot of times you can make money for free, but you're paying for it with something. So if you see somebody selling letters, regardless if they got the letter from somebody else, they actually took the work to get it done. They actually paid to get that letter to even provide it to their platform, because there's money for everybody. There's enough money for everybody. Knowledge is endless if you take the time out to read and study. But if you want that microwave society, or you want that microwave response, you got to pay for it. But I am enclosing this link inside the description box. You'll have access to this letter for free. I just want you to just say thank you as your way of appreciation. So, and you can take it out, change the name of the actual debt collector. Let me highlight. I'm gonna bold it and put it in red. And I can also include my number at the bottom of this, so you can at least have a contact number. So contact Lifestyle Quad at 504-517-5098. This is a text only number. Okay. So if you need help, you can contact me here. This is the Secret TLC. I will put my link to my Consumer Scholars University on here. So if you can't get to me and you want to learn it on your own, you can learn it on your own. So let me put Consumer Scholars University. I do have a lot of courses where it help you can go through the courses to learn how to fix your credit. I don't do credit repair. That's why I offer the courses. I believe in you learning how to go through the process. It helps you remember. And two, when you see that you're getting remedy, you can do it all by yourself, because you're gonna always. This is a skill that you're gonna always need in fixing your credit. So let me put the link to my Consumer Scholars in here for you guys. All right. So I put that link there. My contact information is here. My phone number is here, and my link to my Consumer Scholars. And this is the debt collection course. All right. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas, please become a member of my YouTube channel. Please become a member of my family, my Facebook family, the Secret TLC. Also, my Instagram family, Lifestyle Quad. And I want to thank everybody for watching.